a place that we discuss films, wonderful artists, and we are very excited to do this with, of course, a friend and an actor who has truly empowered the narrative in the Indian film industry by making some fantastic choices. Once more, before I start, a round of applause for this.
Of the audiences, and the fact that I was right when I felt what I felt, because they felt it too, and they felt emotional, they remembered the story. I have so many people when they meet me and they talk about the film. And going forward, I think somewhere in my head, I wanted to take up a lot more stronger subjects. I wanted to take up a lot more stronger roles. I think it gave a certain confidence in the actor in me, in the potential that I believed that I had, and then the world also felt like, yeah, you're right. We would love to see you in some more, meatier stuff. So I think Dopati was also something that came out of my hunger to perform and find something deeper, more emotional, more layered. And Kanaka Dhillon, my writer and co-producer, gave me two characters. But more importantly, for what the story said. That's the reason why I wanted to also creatively be involved and produce it, because the subject that it talked about was very, very close to my heart, and I felt like it's relevant, it's existing all around us, and it needs to be spoken about.
100%. I'm sure all of you have watched Dupatti, which is streaming on Netflix. So we must give another round of applause to Kirti Sanan. Like she rightly said, a movie that is truly impactful in its way. We talk about so many different aspects of being a woman, besides the violence against women that the movie talks about. Before we get, it's very difficult to do a good straight face and emote. You know what I'm saying?
What was very tricky was I thought कि इसमें तो ज़्यादा emotion है नहीं because ये robot है. So like I won't get to do much. And for the longest time when I used to perform with Shahid, I remember cribbing because I was like, oh my God, you're getting to do so much and I can't flow with you. I can't flow with you. But I was also on a very, very tight rope because I had to be robotic, but not in a very robotic way. I had to be someone who the robotics engineer doesn't get to know as a robot because she's so close to being a human, but she's not human. So it's a very, very tricky line. And I feel like a lot of things that Sifra did, she was absolutely perfect. She was very elegant. She would never be wrong. She would hardly blink. She would open the door with so much grace. ये मेरी बॉडी में है ही नहीं. मैं लगती हूँ बहुत graceful, but मैं लाइफ में गिरती पड़ती रहती हूँ. So for me to be doing that was also very like not like me. And this laughter, I was so scared of this laughter, I can't tell you. I have to tell you how this laughter came along. So every time the director used to, the director and writer, they both have written the story. So when they used to narrate it, he would do this laugh and I'm like, shit, ये बहुत थोड़ा ये OTT है मेरे लिए, मतलब over the top, I don't think I can do it. मुझसे mimicry नहीं होती है, So I was like, okay, how do I do this? One day, Meera was on the set, okay, and my team, my hair makeup, Shahid, Meera, we all were here, and something they said in a sarcastic way, and I just randomly said, oh, joke, hey, and they all laughed. And Shahid just looked at me, he's like, do that. So it just happened that I cracked it while not really thinking about it. But yeah, I'm really glad and happy that it really connected with kids, especially. Yeah, like I have had kids who have gotten scared of me when they saw me for the first time in reality, and they were like, "But she's a robot," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go charge." So
that's just fantastic. Also, such an interesting story. Sometimes, for actors, the best things come out of what's happening in real life, doesn't it? As you
when you're not
observe.
thinking about it, when you put too much thought to something, sometimes it's not that real.
100%, and Kriti always keeps it real. On that note, we're talking about perfect women. She just said, Sifra was supposed to be this perfect woman. We were talking about how there's so much pressure on women off screen and on screen to be perfect. They hardly have gotten the opportunities to play flawed characters so much, and there's so much more judgment for female characters and also actors. When they play flawed grey shades, you get a little bit more flack than the men who have been doing it for years. While we have a wonderful, time today where we are doing everything. You have played Dopatti, you play this absolutely evil twin who is deliciously doing malicious things, let's put it that way. But there was a joy in that, right? Like as an actor.
I had a lot of fun. I don't think I've had so much fun with any character as I had with Shelley's character because it was unapologetic. It had no moral compass, it had no boundaries. You know, we all somewhere want to be good people and we have these moral compasses and these boundaries. In front of media also I have a certain thing that अच्छा मैं ये नहीं बोल सकती हूँ पता नहीं कुछ और ना सोच ले and I love that Shelley में कुछ था ही नहीं, she didn't care, so it just felt so liberating to not care. And yeah, as you said, I feel like it's very important to show real women like you show real men. Real men are flawed, people are flawed, nobody is perfect, everyone has their insecurities, their traumas, their things that don't make them perfect.
That movie. But while we're talking about that, of course, you spoke about the male gaze that a lot of characters are written from. It'll be wonderful to have more female writers. I've seen you collaborate with Kanika and there are a lot of fantastic women that you collaborate with, even in Netflix, right? I think that also adds to changing this narrative that we have, getting in more stronger female people who understand what they're going through. What is your thought of this?
I absolutely feel like women slowly and steadily are coming to their own. They're coming into every field, you know, whether it's filmmaking, whether it's businesses. I think if they put their mind to something, unless and until, yeah, a particular profession requires physical certain kind of an ability change, but I feel like the change will only happen if men and women both think in the same way. You know, where it has to be about progressive minds. It's not about a man or woman. Women also can't bring about a change just by themselves. So when I talk about, say, Mimi, it was written by a male writer, it was directed by a male. About how you look at things. So Mimi was a very progressive, very almost empowered girl of her time who made choices, who took things in her hands, who, you know, her life threw things at her, but she still stayed strong. And that was a man thinking of a woman like that. So I think it needs to be a perspective shift. You know, it just has to be progressive minds. And we need to stop thinking of man and woman, and it just needs to be human beings.
Well said. Well said. You know, with the rise of so many streaming platforms like, of course, Netflix and its global reach, there is, of course, we all know that it amplifies and it creates more opportunities to have diverse storytelling and for diverse talent. With Netflix for your first outing, and we see how it's done. It's been trending, by the way. Again, it's still trending globally, so fantastic, really good for that. And yeah, please. Run no cinema, you can still have a little fun. It's fine.
Actually, problem है, तुम्हें ज़्यादा चिल्लाएंगे तो phone हिल जाएगा, है ना? है कि नहीं?
Exactly, that's true. That is true. But yeah, and on that, and also of course, you know, now getting the opportunity to take this to platforms like national awards with creating roles and having such fantastic storytelling. So I would like to understand how you look at this conversation
Of digital media?
Yeah, and the fact that today, with their global reach, it gives you an opportunity to do any kind of storytelling, such diverse stories, and also, an opportunity to take it to national awards.
No, absolutely. I feel, Mimi was also a digital film. It didn't release in theaters, even though it was made for theaters. And it did give me everything that I would have ever dreamt of with that film. I think it is great because it kind of gives you a little more liberty of doing different kinds of stories, different kind of roles, stories that need to be heard probably, that may not be your general, massy commercial, but have their own audience. And I think the audience that is in theaters and the audience that watches a lot of world cinema on, Netflix and OTT platforms, is different, and there is an intersection. But there's also a certain audience that likes watching like different kinds of cinema. And I think one of the reasons why even Dopati, we felt like Netflix was the perfect partner for it, because of the global reach that it has. It's present in 120 plus countries, and it sort of, gives you a lot more global reach for a topic like this. We want this film, we want what is being said in the film to reach maximum amount of audiences, no matter where they are, because domestic violence is an issue that's not just pertaining to only India, it's everywhere. And I'm just so happy that it's been trending globally, that it's been watched globally, and people have felt it globally, because it's an issue that every, third household might have it. And we don't openly talk about it. So when a platform like Netflix talks about it with a film that is trying to entertain and then say something, I think it makes an impact.
100%. It's absolutely, I think it's wonderful. You brought up the subject about global impact. Netflix also, I think, has done many series that actually are led by women. Very strong, empowered roles. Is that also one of the reasons? I know, because for you as a producer, it's not always only about the numbers. You're someone who also likes to work with people who are like-minded. A lot of content that they've done is also led by women and extremely strong roles. Did that also make you want to partner with them, because it was your first outing?
I think we just felt aligned on the script and for what it said. That was my reason. I think I've had a great debut with Mimi technically on it, and my debut as a producer again on Netflix. And it's giving me a lot of love, both the films. And I just feel like they back strong content. They back content that just says something except for just entertaining. And they have very varied kind of content on Netflix. So I think that was one of the reasons why we instantly just felt like, okay, this film just needs to be made.
100%. As a producer as well, of course, we all know that she has an excellent production house called Blue Butterfly Films. Blue Butterfly Films also is special because this was the first outing and it's already a hit. So that's clearly working out for you. It's great. Gives us the thought that you're going to take this forward, right? Like, imagine this is the first time producer taking it heads on, and you chose a subject like domestic violence along with other things in the film. But that makes me come to my question. What is your vision now for your production house? What are the kind of films that you want to choose? If your outing is this strong, I know it also gives me a feeling that you're going to go all out with your production house next.
To be honest, I haven't found my next butterfly. I haven't found it yet.
I like to call it the butterfly.
But I feel let this butterfly fly a little bit, find her way. And I just know that whatever we do at Blue Butterfly Films has to have some heart in it, in some form. Like, that is something, the kind of films that I feel for the most. In fact, when I was shooting for Mimi, I was just so passionate about the film, and I just felt so much for the film that I wanted to be involved in every aspect. And that's when the thought of producing came into my head. When I was like, if I'm feeling so much and I know that I'm creatively, have a creative bent of mind, I want to be involved in not just being an actor, but also how the film is made, how the story is told. Then I should also start producing, and hopefully at some point, I hope Blue Butterfly Films is also producing stories where I'm not starring in, where maybe I'm not the best cast for that character. And I wanted to expand. So Let the Butterfly, it just started flying. Let her expand her wings, find her way.
I tried, so she's not giving us any hints about that. But you mentioned this, and it also makes me realize that you've always said that as an outsider, when you don't get opportunities, you have to create them, which is how Dopati literally happened for you. Now, when you talk about this particular conversation, and with your own production house, it also makes you realize that you are trying to create more opportunities indirectly, directly, for a lot of other women as well in the future. You've collaborated with a lot of women. You are always, there is never an ego when it comes to collaborating with fantastic women on screen as well, crew, and there are a lot of other films, Dopatti, etc., that we see. So there is that sense of security that you've always had, and also this vision that when we talk about women leading the way, we will take other women along with us. I want to talk about this.
Absolutely. I feel like that's really, really important. I also feel like, when times are changing, I think women are also somewhere valuing themselves a lot more, and things change when women start valuing themselves, because that's the most important thing.
Everybody.
Where you feel the hunger that, I think I bring a lot more to the table, or I can bring a lot more to the table, where I think I can take a slightly more meatier, something more meaningful, as a role. And I think there are so many women, whether it's Kajol ma'am, whether it's Bebo, whether it's, of course, Vidya ma'am, Madhuri ma'am, so many people who are like really, really doing some amazing work and very different from what they've done before. So they're also evolving, they're also moving with the time. And yeah, of course, I think it's a lot of fun to work with women, and these women, all of them that I've worked with, have inspired me to another extent. And to share the screen with them, there's only a lot of learning that comes.
Again, the person here sitting in front of me is not just an actor, producer, also is an entrepreneur. So donning many hats, would I say smoothly, bumps here and there, with trying to manage time and all of that in between.
Considering that I'm not very good at multitasking, yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good right now.
And you are doing multiple things. So I think you're getting the hang of it, Kirti. I don't think it's too bad. But no, I'm saying this because sometimes you get to learn from the other aspect of things, right? So there might be chances that your entrepreneurial journey might be impacting your journey as an actor. You're learning from different streams eventually, and it's only going to help you. Has that overlap helped you in a way? If there have been observations that you felt like, I've learned from this and I've applied it here, so it's working out great.
So I've been also a model before, so the photo shoots and everything, and being an actor also, you end up doing a lot of photo shoots. I think that has helped me when I sort of shoot for a hyphen product, where I think I have a better sense of how it'll look the best, or how it should be marketed the best. So I think a part of me has learned from my shooting process. Again, when it comes to being a producer, I have sort of, because I've been on the other side of the camera, I think I've sensed the filming process on various sets. And I'm a learner, so I try and grasp whatever I can. I try and observe whatever I can. So I think somewhere that also helps when you're being a producer, where you know the other side as well of how it works, or how the actor would be comfortable, or what doesn't work, or how important food is for the crew, things like that, small things. So I feel like, yeah, it's all me in every, wearing all the hats, so somewhere they do impact each other and they do help each other.
Before I, of course, let the audience give in some questions, I'd like to also end with this. You had a very inspiring journey. Like, I keep on hammering on this word outsider, like we all like to do. But it is because you have truly hustled here and worked upon and reached where you are. You had heartbreaks in this journey, in your career, ups and downs, and then you managed to maintain. What have been the learnings, A? And also for the actors who are coming in today, who might not have any connection here like you never did, how, maybe a few words for them as to how can they keep on hoping even when they keep on failing?
I think I'll take the last bit first, where for anyone who's entering or is aspiring to be an actor, I think what is very important is for you to consistently grow and evolve and work on yourself. That is very important. Whether a film fails, whether a film does well at the box office, that is not in your hands. What is in your hands is how you give your 100%, 200%, where even a film fails, it should never be like, oh, she was not good in the film, or he was not good in the film. And also, it's important to just learn, keep growing. You know, you can't, otherwise you're going to stay at the same place. So it's very important to stay curious. It's very important to ask questions. In the beginning of my career, and even sometimes now, you know, people on set sometimes make fun of me, whether it's my co-actors or sometimes directors, or like, "Arey, ye bahut sawal poochti hai," or she asks a lot of questions. She's going to ask you 1,000 questions when she comes on set. But I think my way of learning and growing is that if I don't ask questions, it's all going to stay inside. What am I learning? How am I learning? So I would say don't be hesitant to ask questions. Um, Always be curious and always try and keep learning and growing and getting better. Whether you're getting a film, whether you're not getting a film, this is an instrument that you have to keep working, otherwise it's going to get rustic. So I think that is very important. What I have learned in this journey of mine, yes, I've had ups and downs, and I think I'm glad that I did, because I'm glad I got to learn so much from those ups and downs. I'm glad I realized that both the ups and downs are equally temporary. And what matters is how consistent you are. You have to be consistent at what you do. Where you know the ups and downs of the failures of the films don't really affect you. Yes, they affect you in terms of you start questioning your choices and probably learn from your mistakes and recorrect things. But they don't affect you because you have been still your best. You have given your best. So that is a big learning. And the second learning is genuinely there's a lot of chatter around us, you know, as actors. A lot of people tell you what to do, what not to do, what is the best thing, or if this is a big project. You know, sometimes it's fine if you don't have much to do. And where same film again, I will, because I enjoyed the journey of it. You know, it's not about the destination. It is about the journey. I really enjoyed it. It made me a better actor. I learned so much. I have amazing memories with people, and that's what matters. Um, Whereas the films which I just great project, and you know, okay, people are saying, my agent is saying I should do it, so I should probably do it. Great people involved, might collect 100 CR and all. That 100 CR is not in my hands, nor is it in anybody else's hands. But if your heart is not in it, when that film doesn't work, एक तो हार्ट ब्रेक होता ही नहीं है, क्योंकि था ही नहीं दिल वहाँ पे, है ना? हार्ट ब्रेक तो नहीं होता है, ऊपर से लगता है क्यों करा. So I think that learning that you have, your heart has to be in it. You have to follow your gut. You have to listen to your gut. There is no formula, and there will never be.
Love that. Basically, दिल की सुनो, है ना? दिल की सुनो और किसी और की मत सुनो और fearless choices करते रहो, like Kriti Sanan has done. But we still have 10 more minutes. We are keeping this podium open for questions. Would request the media to take the questions on the red carpet, because we have only 10 minutes. Others not from the media fraternity, please ask your questions. Yes, please, sir. Can you give the mic to the person sitting right here? Hello, sir.
Hello, Kriti. You are
Hi.
so pretty.
Thank you. Sir, could you please introduce yourself? Tell us your name.
Yeah, my name is Indra Tripathi and I'm an actor and writer. तो जैसे कि अभी रुद्राणी ने आपसे पूछा कि आप अपने प्रोडक्शन हाउस के लिए अगली स्टोरी, आपने कहा अभी तक आपको ऐसी कोई तितली मिली नहीं है ना, तो वो जो तितलियां हवा में उड़ रही हैं फिजाओं में इधर उधर, वो कैसे आपकी शाखाओं तक पहुंचे और आपको वो कहानियां
Smooth! This is a smooth pitch. That's how you do it.
I do have an email ID, which obviously, if I should not announce like that, but it's there on Butterfly Films. Blue Butterfly Films का एक हैंडल है जो इंस्टाग्राम पे भी है, उस पर आपको एक मेल आईडी मिल जाएगा, तो आप वहाँ भेज सकते हैं. And I do have a team that sort of goes through the scripts and scans them. अगर आप अपनी स्क्रिप्ट के साथ सिनॉप्सिस भी भेजेंगे जो 2-3 पेज की हो, तो जल्दी पढ़ी जाएगी. So that is one way of reaching out.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I love that this is a producer-related question. I love this.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's very important to send synopsis, is what I'm trying to say, because not everyone can go through every script, you know, on the whole.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much for asking that question. Can we please pass the mic to the lady here, please? वो अरे आपके पास
That is you only.
मैम
I'm so sorry.
नो प्रॉब्लम, पहले आप अपना नाम बताइए प्लीज.
My name is Iti Acharya. I'm a very big fan of both of you. I'll start with Rudrani because Kriti, of course, everybody knows you in the room. So Rudrani is somebody I've been following her journey since past 5 years. I love the way she is always supporting and empowering new talent. Somebody like me, because I'm a producer and actor from Bangalore. And Rudrani, heads off to you. I was so happy. I've already bombarded your Instagram with a lot of your photos, beautiful photos on Instagram. So it's a privilege. And secondly, now coming back to Kriti, I am such a big fan today, and I have to say that the way you look, I mean, I have a friend sitting right next to me. He's from Bihar, so he literally went out with his heart in complimenting you, and me being a lady, I was also like, oh my god, you look gorgeous. Thank you.
Actually does. इसमें तो एक राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज फिर से, ये तो सब जानते हैं. दिल से everybody agrees to this.
And I would love to talk to you in Hindi, but suddenly I started doing something small in my capacity, and I would definitely want a message from you, any kind of, motto you can give me, or any kind of suggestion you can give somebody like me who idolizes you at everything. First as an actor and second as a producer. Thank you.
How sweet, how sweet. As an actor, as a producer, तो यार मैं खुद सीख रही हूँ अभी. I'm too new to give you any suggestions. I think I like being the newcomer here. But as an actor, I would just say that stay you and stay original. Don't try and even if someone inspires you, take the inspiration, take the good, but be you. You know, don't become someone else or try and become someone else because that other person exists. You know, you don't exist. You're just one. So be original, be you. Otherwise, what's happening is everyone's becoming everyone's clones. So we need like real people, we need real actors, original. That, you know, it has to come from your heart. It can't come from someone else's.
Fantastic.
Thank you
advice.
so much.
Thank you so much for your question. Okay, can you please pass it to the lady here, please, in the first row? We will give it to you. Okay, ma'am. Okay, you take it. We'll come to you next, ma'am. She already has the mic. Sorry.
She stood up also, so
She was very enthused about it. Ma'am, आपका नाम क्या है, please?
मैम थैंक यू सो मच कि आपने मुझे माइक के लिए दिया.
बिल्कुल.
मेरा नाम जूली है और मैं अभी जस्ट एक फीचर फिल्म कंप्लीट की हूँ जिसमें बेस्ट फीचर फिल्म का भी अवार्ड मिला है, बेस्ट डेब्यू डायरेक्टर अवार्ड मिला है.
Congratulations, ma'am. बहुत बढ़िया.
उसका नाम है दाल रोटी ब्रेड बटर. और मैं एक
दाल रोटी ब्रेड बटर.
दाल रोटी ब्रेड एंड बटर.
दाल रोटी ब्रेड एंड बटर. One round of applause for this lovely lady.
माइग्रेशन ऑफ फार्मर्स. तो मैम मेरा जो क्वेश्चन में मेरा पेन है जो सिर्फ मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि यहाँ आने का जो मौका मिला है वो पेन यहीं पे सॉल्व हो सकता है. आई एम डूइंग अ सेकंड फिल्म, फीचर फिल्म, एंड एस्टैब्लिश बैनर ऑफ प्रोड्यूसर. मैं आर्टिस्ट तक नहीं पहुंच पा रही हूँ और मुझे सेलेबल चाहिए था, तो मैं कीर्ति मैम तक पहुंची हूँ. अगर हो सके तो वो मुझे नरेशन के लिए अगर टाइम दे दें मुंबई में.
यहाँ पे सब काम की बातें क्यों कर रहे हैं?
मैम मुझे ये मौका मिला है, मैं पहुंच नहीं पा रही हूँ. मैं बहुत कोशिश की, मेरे पास कोई ऐसा लिंक नहीं है. आई ट्राई माई इंस्टाग्राम थ्रू, ट्विटर थ्रू, लिंक्डइन.
So रुद्रानी जो है इनके पास मेरे मैनेजर का नंबर है, तो ये आपको मेरे मैनेजर का नंबर दे देंगी.
ओके, थैंक यू.
और फिर आप भी जैसा कि उनको बोला सिनॉप्सिस के साथ एक स्क्रिप्ट लिख सकते हैं.
एंड पहली फिल्म होती तो आई गॉट इट कि डायरेक्टर को काम आता है नहीं आता है, मैं कैसे आगे बढ़ जाऊँ.
जी, मैं आपकी फिल्म जरूर देखूंगी. बट कांग्रेचुलेशन.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम. और आपने, मैं बोलना चाहूंगी कि आपने शुरुआत कर दी है, आपको सराहा जा रहा है और इस प्लेटफॉर्म में आप आई हैं, मतलब आप में है वो जज्बा. और जैसे प्रीति ने कहा, इसके बाद मैं जरूर आपको टच में उनकी टीम के साथ कर दूंगी. सो डोंट वरी. ऑल द बेस्ट.
डायरेक्टर के लिए जो आर्टिस्ट होता है ना, वो भी एकदम फीमेल सेलेबल और परफॉर्मर, वो उनके स्क्रिप्ट को जान डाल देता है.
जी. Done. Thank you so much, ma'am. चलिए, can you go to this lady please here? She's been trying for a while to ask a question. Sorry, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Vikram. Kriti.
आपको भी मैनेजर का नंबर चाहिए?
मैं यहाँ पे सब, मैं हेल्प करूँगी सबको. Don't worry.
Myself Kusum Makwana. I'm coming from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. I'm working with government of Gujarat. I'm have done my kind of work, writing a script as well.
Oh, wow.
You are very beautiful.
Thank you.
After Madhubala and Madhuri Dixit, the third one is your husband, smile.
The biggest compliment है इससे ऊपर कुछ ना सकता
You just smile once. Thank you. Lovely. Congratulations for me. The mind-blowing performance. You deserve that. The question is that, cut it in short because time भी नहीं है ज़्यादा लोगों के पास. आपका ड्रीम रोल क्या है जो आप करना चाहे कि कुछ ऐसा कि जहाँ पहुँचना है in Bollywood as an actress.
ड्रीम रोल ये बहुत टफ है क्योंकि ऐसा कुछ है नहीं कि एक रोल मैं कर लूँ तो उसके बाद कुछ और नहीं करना चाहूँगी. ऐसा कोई नहीं है. अभी बहुत सारे अलग अलग तरह के रोल्स हैं जो मैंने नहीं किए हैं जो मैं करना चाहूँगी. आई वुड लव टू बी अ सुपर वुमन. आई थिंक इंडिया में ज़्यादा हुआ नहीं है. आई वुड लव टू डू एक्शन. आई वुड ऑल्सो लव टू play a complete negative character. Like I said, I had a lot of fun playing Shelly in Dopatti. She had a touch of grey, but वो touch था थोड़ा और ज़्यादा ग्रे वाला कैरेक्टर, क्योंकि ये कैरेक्टर जो है ना वो आपके खुद से बहुत अलग होते हैं और करने में मज़ा आता है, कुछ अलग होता है, आपकी पर्सनैलिटी उसमें आप ढूंढ ही नहीं पाते हो. So I would love to do like these characters, and of course I have not done a biopic yet, so I would love to also do a biopic. किसकी मत पूछना, दिमाग में
मैं बोल दूं
लेती.
तो चिंगारी लगा दो, उन्होंने मधुबाला बोल ही दिया है तो वो तो अगर कोई भी करना चाहते हैं तो क्यों नहीं.
अगर आप राइटर भी हैं मैम, आप लिख दीजिए.
I will come to it. Thanks, ma'am.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम. द जेंटलमैन आउट देयर वो एकदम वहाँ से तब से बेचारे उठाए हुए उन्होंने हाथ. आई हैव टू गिव इट टू हिम. या थैंक यू. सॉरी सर.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
I'm Akash.
Hi, Akash.
And I come from the Goa Institute of Management. I'm an MBA student. I just had 2 of my exams today, and I have another tomorrow. But I've come here especially to see you. I've been following you for quite some time. Because at one point of time, even I had an act for acting. I mean, I still have. It's just due to the circumstances I've put it on hold. So I just want to know from you that since this session is on women leading the way in cinema, how was that first moment or the first reaction at your home after completing engineering when you told your parents that you want to get into acting? So being a woman, like, what was this reaction or the setup at home, and parents ने कैसे react किया था?
Well, मेरे parents fortunately they were pretty supportive. Though coming from a middle class family, where no one belongs to the industry. It's my mom's a professor, my dad's a CA. मैं खुद engineering कर रही थी. So there was a very, sort of academic kind of an environment at home. And this was a bit of a jhatka. But I think they could see me dreaming when I had started dreaming. So the first thing was कि degree complete करनी है. So you better finish your degree. You're not going anywhere before that. And second thing was that, I think like all parents, they were also a little worried because this profession is not a very secure profession. There are so many people who come from various cities with the same kind of dreams and probably more talent, It is about also getting the opportunity and getting it at the right time. So they had sort of, मुझे थोड़ा सा bargaining करना पड़ा था. They had sort of told me कि you have to give GMAT entrance exam. Where you're doing your auditions and all of that is fine. But when you're trying, you have to get a good score because that score is going to be valid for 5 years. So I remember when I moved to Mumbai, I used to go towards Andheri where there used to be these Jamboli classes for GMAT entrance exam. And simultaneously I used to give some auditions for some movies. And then I used to come back home. And I was shooting for my first Telugu film. After the first schedule, there was a gap of 2 months where I gave my GMAT entrance exam and I got a decent score. And then I told them that now this is for you. Now I'm going to do what I want to do. So I think that plan B, sometimes you have to give to your parents for their own peace of mind. Because they're your parents, they are going to worry and they're not wrong there. So, but जब एक प्लान ये दिमाग में होता है ना तो और कहीं दिमाग जाता नहीं है.
सर ये हमारी शर्मा जी की बेटी है. हर चीज में अच्छी है तो पेरेंट्स को बोल सकते हो अरे मैं पढ़ाई में भी अच्छी मुझे करने दो तो बेसिकली पढ़ाई में अच्छा होना पड़ेगा टू विन दैट बैटल आई गेस
Not necessarily. Everyone doesn't have to give a GMAT entrance exam, but you
Yeah.
have to sort of make your parents feel okay and comfortable and be like, I can do it. And then work really hard. Because अपने आप खाली destination से कुछ नहीं आएगा. You have to be very good at what you do. So that's the only main thing.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And you're looking very gorgeous.
Thank you. आज बहुत ज़्यादा लोगों ने बोल दिया.
ओहो अच्छा फोर्थ रो में शी इज बीन रियली ट्राइंग टू आस्क अ क्वेश्चन दिस लेडी आउट हियर फोर्थ रो में आपको जाइए ना
And पीछे also there are some people. Your eyes are not going behind.
I'm gonna go. The thing is, I'm coming there. Sorry, I'm coming there next. And I'm sorry, but do we have time for taking 2 questions? Only one. यहाँ पे
Okay, two बोल दिया उसने मन का 2 हो गया ऐसे.
अच्छा 2. We'll take 2 from there. Okay, done. Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
हेलो हाय मैं पक्का काम के बारे में नहीं बात करूंगी माय नेम इज सुमा शेख आई एम रिसेंटली क्राउन्ड एज मिस गोवा एंड आई एम एन इन्फ्लुएंसर
Oh wow.
Oh, congratulations.
okay so my question to you is Kriti since you said that you're an outsider so I wanted to know like how has been industry treating you because आजकल ज़्यादा से nepo kids चल रहे हैं star kids I'm being very honest so I wanted to know like how has been industry treating you.
I think it's given me a very warm welcome since the time I've come. Of course, when you don't belong to a film background, it takes time for you to get there. It takes time for you to get those opportunities that you crave for. It takes time for you to even get magazine covers, you know. So everything is a bit of a struggle. But I think after 2-3 films, if you keep working hard and if you are at it, nothing can stop you. So I also know that. So and ये जो हम nepo kids करते रहते हैं, I feel it's not the industry so much that's responsible. It is also the media and eventually the audiences, because the audiences want to watch what the media is putting about certain star kids, and they feel interested. And because they feel interested, the people in the industry who feel like okay, people are interested in them, so maybe make a movie here. So I feel it's a circle, it's everyone all together. But I believe that eventually, if you're talented, you get there. And no matter where you come from, if you're not talented, beyond 4-5 films, people have to connect with you. If you don't connect with you, then you are not going to get there.
Lovely, you look very pretty and we are very proud of you like
Thank
what you're doing right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All the best.
Okay, मुझे बोला गया है तो मुझे अभी पीछे से लेना पड़ेगा. Please, I'm
Traffic police बन गए almost.
Yeah, Kriti, why don't you just choose this one? है ना? Okay, sir, you.
I mean, they both are sitting together. Can you combine your
Ma'am,
questions?
Okay.
We are coming all the way from Kerala.
Oh, 1 second. Was he standing only for you?
Yeah.
How sweet.
Hello, boys.
Real दोस्ती. ये होती है real दोस्ती.
So,
अभी देखो एक करेक्ट शॉट लेने के लिए थोड़ा दूर गया है. और फ्रेंडशिप यार.
Yeah, hats off. This is real दोस्ती.
so we are coming all the way from Kerala. Your fans across South would love to see you on screen. What would it take to convince you to say yes to a South Indian project?
A great script. That's all. That's all.
One more. What is the boldest choice you have taken in your career so far, and how did you redefine your path in the industry?
Sorry, I didn't get that bit. What?
What is the boldest choice you have taken in your career so far, and how did it redefine your path in the industry?
I think सबने answer कर दिया. I think probably Nini at that point, considering not many women want to go for surrogacy and play a mother that young in their age, and that's exactly what I was hearing. But I think the story touched my heart a lot, and I was also craving to perform, and it gave me that platform to perform. It had an arc. It had a lot for me to do as an actor, and I was really hungry. And I think I just took that opportunity because my heart said yes. So that probably.
Ma'am, now that you have me, we have really time for only one last question.
Only one last question. I'm so sorry, but उनके हाथ में माइक है. Please माफ कर देना मुझे बाकी please. Go ahead, sir, and please introduce yourself. आपका नाम बताइए.
My name is Omkar Rishpuru. I'm a content creator. I just have one question because I just saw द्रौपदी yesterday and वो 2 कैरेक्टर जो आपने किए हैं वो बहुत ही अमेजिंग थे, लेकिन वो दोनों कैरेक्टर प्ले करते वक्त कौन से कैरेक्टर में आपको ज्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ी वो पोर्ट्रे करने में? That's the only question.
I think Soumya required a little more because she had a lot more trauma to her, and there was a lot more layers to her. So Soumya required a lot more insight and for me to really dig in deep. Shelley, like I said, had no moral compass. She didn't care, and she was more what you see is what you get, and that's easier to do. You know, when you play a character that is showing something else from the outside but actually has many layers inside, that's more difficult to play. So for me, Soumya was a trickier one. But at the same time, I think what was the most challenging in that film was that I had 70% of the scenes had two me's, you know, and that technically gets very challenging, especially when you are supposed to do an emotional scene with yourself. Because when you're performing, you don't really have yourself acting in front of you. You have a body double who may not be an actor, you know, and I think actors will understand sometimes it's better to not receive any cues and act with a wall than act with someone who may not act well. So, you know, yeah, there's some actors who clap behind. So I think that was very, very challenging because I had to perform to myself. So you also have to block what the other person is doing. I have to know where Shelley's hand is going to go on her hand, where she's going to maybe hold her face, exact points. I'll have to know it before I even perform Shelley, before I even perform Soumya. So I think that was the most challenging bit, which is also what made it very exciting. You know, and I think the director used to, I really have to give him hats off to him. He used to really very sweetly come to me and ask me, which one do you want to do first? You know, do you want to play Soumya first and do you want to play Shelley first? And then I used to decide on the basis of who's leading the scene. Is Soumya leading the scene or is Shelley leading the scene? And I would choose like that. So yeah, it's a lot more complicated than what it seems to be. But yeah, it's very, very exciting as well. I'm glad that you liked it. Thank you so much. Love you, thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all, before I absolutely close this, I really apologize to my friends in the media. Because we don't have time, you will get a time to interact with her in the red carpet. So I really apologize for that. And thank you to everybody who asked questions, and also thank you for the patience. You've been a fantastic audience. A round of applause for all of you all first. Thank you so much for being so interactive with us. Thank you, and I would also like to thank iffi and Netflix for continuing to have such conversations. And of course, the wonderful Kirti. Thank you.